Hello everyone and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. So today I just wanted to offer to you this idea, and this is a really good visual representation of this idea, the wellness wheel or the self-care wheel, whatever you would like to call it. So this idea is that wellness is both multidimensional, which means it's just simply composed of different parts. There's different aspects of our life that are really important, and also that wellness is finding a balance. Wellness is it's almost never focusing on just one aspect of life at the exclusion of others. A lot of times the clients that I've seen, that's kind of a concern that people have, is they're focusing too much on one particular aspect of their life, too much on being the best athlete and not about their relationships or their emotional life or their financial life or their professional life, or focusing entirely on making a lot of money at the expense of having really close connections with other people. So for every single person, the balance is different. It's definitely a unique, it's unique to every single human being. But just acknowledging that there are different dimensions of wellness is really important, and it can sometimes help us to just take a look and see, like, is there maybe an area of life that maybe you're not focusing or giving enough attention to, or is there maybe a dimension that you are perhaps spending an awful lot of time and energy, maybe too much time and energy. Maybe you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself in this one particular area, and maybe not giving as much time or thought to some of the other areas. And I think this brings up the idea of valuing things. What do we find important in our life? And that's one of these questions when we're kind of reflecting back on ourselves and the way that we're living our life. I'm just thinking about what's important to you in your life, and what do you value, what do you find important, and are you living the way that are you living your values? Are you living the things that you think are important? And maybe if not, why? What's going on? Where's the kind of mismatch between what you find important and what you say is important, and how you're actually living your life? So that idea of reflecting back, this is kind of a visual aid that can help with that self-reflection. And there's some other little tips and tricks, that there's so many. I'll just throw a few at you here. But that idea of exploring our values is really important, and then reflecting on that is important. But then also setting goals and planning for the future, planning for things is really important, so that you can actually accomplish some of those more complex goals, and kind of converting some of those values into a life that's lived in congruence with them. And one of the things that's also kind of goes with that planning is the ability to say no, and saying, I recognize that maybe somebody else wants me to do something, or even that there's something that I want to do, but saying no to others and even to ourselves sometimes, that we're not super women, super men that can accomplish every single thing that we want to accomplish. Sometimes we need to prioritize, and prioritize based on what we value, what we find important. And then also maybe making sure that we're spending our time wisely. And that means, I think, both ensuring that we're spending our time working towards the goals and working towards the values that we want to live, but also sometimes giving ourselves a break, and sometimes recognizing that we don't always have to be moving towards something. Sometimes it's okay to take some time to relax and do some self-care, and maybe focus on an area of this wellness, this self-care wheel that maybe we're not paying attention to. Maybe we got a little bit too carried away with our work life, and maybe we need to go for a walk and care for our bodies, or do something that's caring for our bodies in a good way. Or maybe making sure that we're connecting with people that we love in the social life, or maybe being a little more mindful of our spending in the financial area, or that we maybe need to focus a little bit more on our internal life, our psychological life, our emotional life, or even our spiritual life, whatever that may mean for you. So again, I really like this this idea more than anything. You can break up the wheel in any way you want and kind of divvy up things as you see fit. But just this idea that we need to find some balance between all of the aspects of our life, and being thoughtful about what that means to you can be a really important kind of path towards achieving wellness and achieving health. So I hope you all have a really great rest of the week, and take care of yourselves. We'll see you next Monday.